I come from East London, okay? My friends can't feed their kids, okay? And if it was as simple as going out and being an entrepreneur, I can bet you they would do it. I can bet you they would do it. I'm sick of multi-millionaires telling kids who can't afford to turn the heating on, you just need to be more entrepreneurial. It's sick, Dan, it's sick. But this gives people mental illness. It gives people mental illness. Tell them the truth, okay? We, your older generation, we took the opportunities and now it's almost impossible to get out of poverty. And don't just stand up there and wave, your millions of pounds in front of them and say, if you were entrepreneurial like me, you could do it, you could have it. Because it's sick, because they can't. They can't feed their kids, Dan. They can't turn the heating on. Don't tell them to be more entrepreneurial. Fix the system that drives more and more and more of them into poverty every generation.
What's going on, everybody? It's not your fault. Regardless of what they're going to try to tell you at the end of this road, it's not your fault. You didn't have to work harder. You didn't do anything wrong. You did your best. And they'll continue to tell you that you should have started your own business. You should have worked harder. You should have got a better education. They will tell you all these things, but at the end of the day, don't let them gaslight you. What the situation we're looking at is greed, is immense and utter greed from the billionaire class. The inequality in America is 8 times that of Nepal, and Nepal just overthrew their government. I mean, it's so stark. And you look at the United States and you see the billions and billions and billions of dollars that the top 800 families hold, and you look at the dire economic situation of the working class, and how we will continue to get poorer and poorer if there are not new systems implemented into our either our taxation system or our government programs. I mean, it's just going to be impossible for anybody to be able to make it by in 10 to 20 years. Don't expect to buy a house. Don't expect to get a good return out of the stock market. It's going to continue down this path until we meet the end at an oligarchy, authoritarian regime. Something that you would probably never expect that would happen in the United States. Something that our grandparents would roll over in their graves if they saw. And a lot of people up to this point, we're not privy to what this is going to look like. We're not privy to, hey, if we don't start really treating inequality like an issue, like the biggest issue in this country, we're going to be looking at our kids not being able to buy homes. And at the end of the day, if you really look deep enough, you know that these billionaires don't give a shit if your kids starve. I mean, if we even had a moderate tax policy on these huge influential corporations and multi-billionaire individuals and families, we could have such a better life here in the United States and in other first world countries. I mean, the fact that we have such vast inequality is just so Neanderthal. Like it's so beyond where we have progressed. We have progressed so in so many ways socially as a civilization. But the one place that really matters more than any of the other ones is personal economic strength. I mean, at the end of the day, if we took all of our social issues that the Democrats and the Republicans focus on, and we put all of the effort into creating a coalition of the working class to be able to take on these economic issues and to make sure that we don't get priced out of this economy, these social issues will work themselves out. I feel like a lot of the social issues that we argue about really at the end of the day are so insurmountably non-important compared to the economic crisis that we are facing. And this isn't theory. I mean, they just received a huge tax cut in Trump's big beautiful bill, and they are continuously being incentivized to grow their wealth and like these tax cuts that you see. Like, why are we not increasing the taxes on them to lessen the burden on working class families? It's because they're all in collusion. We need to Trojan horse some real Americans into these systems who are going to focus on the economic empowerment of the working class. And if we don't, this country will fall. If we don't start paying a fair wage to every single working person in this country, we will collapse. And that's just, if you think about it, there's only a limited amount of houses. There's only a limited amount of education. There's only a limited amount of assets overall. We are all competing for the same assets. The billionaires will continue to buy out the assets and price us out. What do you think this looks like on the trajectory we're going in 50 years? If you haven't had kids yet, you have kids in 10 years, that's when they're 40. They won't be able to have a good life, and they won't be able to have kids. Good luck having an offspring. Good luck having a legacy if that's something that you look towards. It's if we don't start to focus on the issues in this country that really matter and getting away from things that separate us, because at the end of the day, that's what they want. You hear it all the time, and it sounds so cliche, but they do. They create systems to separate us so that we don't focus on taking these motherfuckers down. These guys don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. And at the end of the day, they couldn't care less about anything but increasing their pockets. That's all they care about. I don't care. Nobody can debate me on this topic because I have the actual statistics and just the basic economic ideas that support this claim. And I have not heard anyone come up with a valid rebuttal to the statement that the rich are going to continue to get richer. And when I say rich, I mean people with asset holdings over $10 million. And dramatically, it's more important to focus on people with wealth holdings of over $1 billion. If you look at these people, you will find that their assets are increasing at a rate of 10 to 20 times a normal American citizen. This is not sustainable. This will end very bad for most people. And I'm really hoping for the best. I'll continue to make videos on such topics every once in a while. It's just really important to me. And it's really important to get the word out there that we need to start putting leaders into office who are not funded by the billionaire coalition, not funded by other foreign entities. We need to get back to focusing on the American worker and stop being propagandized to separate. Stop being propagandized to not listen to your fellow brother and not listen to the people on the street. Regardless of who you don't like, for whatever reason you don't like, we have to realize that us working people, we are in this together. And if we don't work together on this issue, we will fall and we will fail. There's no way around that. We have to start creating systems to join each other in ideas, in actionable steps to start to create a country that will be better for our children than what we're living in now. Because I know for a fact that there's people watching this right now who bust their ass every single week and still can't make it by. 2 incomes in one house, 3 incomes in one house, still hard to make it by. I know for a fact that there are people there and people who feel this pain, and it's just going to continue to get worse and worse because there's a limited amount of assets that everyone is competing for, and the billionaire class will continue to price us out if we do not do something about it. And they will blame you. They will say it is your fault. They will say that it was your fault that you did not work hard enough. But don't believe it. If we can't achieve this, the one thing that I want to stick with all of you is do not believe the propaganda that it's your fault. It was their greed that created the future situation that we're looking at. But it's our decision that we could take to come together and try to create systems, to create actionable steps in solving this problem. I believe in every single one of you. I believe in this country, and I believe in man, and I believe in the good of man. That's why I'm trying to make videos like this to try to educate people and bring people to a basic understanding and truth that we are one and they have nothing if we unite and show them who we really are. Bless all of you. Have a good day. Obama's milk.